Being selected to a national team is an ennoblement for every professional or amateur footballer. This gesture is recognition from the coach on your current form and good results achieved at club level. But there are some interesting and unusual cases related to national football. So in today's episode, I would like to answer the question, why is the Eritrean national team constantly losing their players? So enjoy the watch. In the history of the Eritrean national team, there have been many times when the team has lost their players. The last such situation took place at the end of 2019, when the Eritrean national team participated in the CECAFA Cup. This is the oldest tournament in Africa, and the national teams of Central Africa and East Africa take part in it every time. With the first edition of the tournament taking place in 1926, it was then called the Gossage Cup. The Eritrean national team has played 11 times in total, with their greatest success being runners-up in 2019. Following their loss in the final to Uganda, 7 players disappeared. The situation became so serious that the Cup's spokesman even brought it up, saying that he hoped 7 of them escaped, and that the police had already been notified. The Federation of Uganda Football Association and the embassy were all aware, and that everyone was working precisely on locating them. And while they might not witness Christmas in Uganda, as mentioned before, this is not the first case of escape. In 2015, 10 representatives of the Eritrean national team refused to return home after the World Cup qualification match in Botswana. 2 years earlier, as many as 15 players and a doctor were granted asylum in Uganda after they fled their country during the CECAFA Cup. The same thing happened in 2009 during another edition of the same tournament. This time, the whole national team did not return from the Cup, which in this year was played in Kenya. So, let's answer the question as to why these situations occur so regularly. To answer this, we have to go back to the 90s. During the 20th century, in 1993, Eritrea won its independence after a civil war in the lands of Ethiopia. Unfortunately, the country is poorly managed, and many people, not only footballers, want to flee. Many international organisations, including the United Nations organisation, constantly criticise Eritrean authorities. Unofficially, it is said that tens of thousands of Eritreans flee their country every year, with people finding it very hard to live under the regressive regime of the ruling government, with the greatest dissatisfaction among younger people, who have to face 10 years of open military service after graduation. The Eritrean government is ruthless. Among the other things, they abolished free press and thus freedom of speech. They have also removed political opposition and religious freedom. In the context of refugees, the government pushes their families with heavy financial fines, or even with imprisonment in some cases. So, it's no wonder why so many inhabitants regularly flee from their country. Well, that concludes today's video, and remember, we're inviting all football fans to join the free browser game FootballTeamGame.com. Simply follow the link in the description. That's it for today, thanks for your time, and we'll see you later.